Hi there friends, welcome back to episode 3 of my Horde gameplay for Heroes Hour. I'm Icon and today we will clash with the forces of order again. So I'm not really sure how this whole scenario will play out today. I got 3 people here underground ready to spank this dude, and let's see how far we'll get. So, well, let's send them in and see what happens. It's my good old friend Marco again, isn't he? Yeah, so I somehow have a extreme luck to draft this guy. So thanks to your ever helpful comments, I finally know what happened and what went wrong with this guy. He is extremely good at utilizing the first aid tent, and therefore he has a extreme bonanza of resurrections going on his army. So that's what I learned, and thanks for this feedback there, because I have no clue that this is actually a matter of the hero. So this means the whole strategy that I'm running usually is pretty limited against this guy, because overall I keep pumping in a lot of XP into this dude, and he's not really getting demolished by that so hard because he's extremely good at mitigating these losses, so I'm not entirely sure how I'll play against that. Just find it extremely amusing that I keep being set up against this dude. So I think one of my strategies will be to just send one of my guys behind the enemy lines and somehow get something out of that, you know? Alright, let's send in my strongest dude. And somehow the sound is broken again. This happens to me quite often lately. Does anybody else know that problem? That the sound effects just break due to something? So collecting stuff is usually giving more sound effects. Okay, so the Master of the Gobs. Let's go. Freedom Call. High moral for nearby allies. Go, my minions! Doesn't look good for Marco so far. What can I do here? Ground Quake. Scattering and confusing enemies. Hells yeah. So far, it seems like we're winning it hard, but I'm not sure about that yet. But it's slowly swinging towards my favor. Send in the reinforcements and see what we can do. I mean, even if I'm not winning it, I still feel like we dealt him a massive blow. No, I'm actually winning it. My god, this hero is brutally strong. Jesus. Did you just see that? I didn't expect that. I bet you guys didn't either. Holy moly. Time to upgrade the bodyguards. So I heard from the comments section that the bodyguard skill is going to be nerfed quite soon, and for all of you who are wondering how that'll work, there's going to be a limit for the bodyguard skill. Basically, it's getting a charge meter that gets replenished by a certain percentile amount per fight that you take. So the TLDR of that is you can't kamikaze bomb your enemies like I do here anymore, but the skill in itself seems to stay the same as far as I understood my fellow commenters. So whatever might be the case, I'm really looking forward to that rework, but right now we're still playing the latest official version. I'm not opting into beta versions yet, because I just don't feel like it, and I'm really curious to see how the freshened up version will play out, because right now I totally agree that bodyguards needs a nerf. I mean, I just slapped an entire army brutally, and now I got Midas touch. Yay. Cool stuff. So I can now one-shot people. So it seems like we're totally stomping our enemy this time. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I just took out his main army. If I'm not mistaken, that's what we just did. I'll check it out. So, meanwhile, I just need to stack up fresh units onto my hero. But yeah, there's almost no movement in the green player anymore. I think we broke him. My god. I really didn't expect it to be that strong, honestly. I expected a lot of things, but not that. So... attack the castle! I don't think that this will go well, but whatever. Here, have some elementals in your back. So I really wonder how good my chances will be to actually slap the enemy inside his castle. But little do we have to lose, you know, and much to gain. So, they took a small dent, and somebody learned spells. I guess they learned something from... the enemy learned something from my dudes. I bet that's what happened. Okay, so let's just keep sending the clowns. But I gotta say, I'm really looking forward to the changes in bodyguards. Because they are good changes, healthy changes, which don't cripple the skill as far as I've understood it. They just they just require me to actually play around it. The same kind of BS like I'm pulling off right now will still be possible at the end of the day. It just needs a little bit more forethought than before. And I think that's a good thing. Because right now, you know, this is quite bonkers. And you can't slap the AI too easily with it, because the AI doesn't really seem to realize what's happening here. It really plays out like the AI does still not really understand what I'm doing here. So let's try to catch this hero. You sent out a hero. Here's the hero police. You are arrested. My swarm of goblins wants to have a serious talk with you about your latest expansions. We think they are outrageous. So, Quake? No. I would be so amused if I'd be losing now. Honestly. But so far, this dude only lost once. And honestly, I don't think it's gonna be the second time now. This is just so amazingly strong what we're doing here. I keep being surprised every time I pull it off. Oh yeah, let's go for a higher level in might. I want to know what kind of skills we learned up there. So yeah, I'm totally sieging these guys now. They're not daring to send anybody out there anymore. So let's just cap their stuff, you know? And provoke them to get outside there. I'm somewhat not sure if I'm really able to take down his main hero while he's in city. The city is a real massive game changer, you know. But I gotta say, so far, this has been the most dominant match that I've played here so far, and it feels good. I feel like I'm really reaping the rewards of all the training effort I've put into this. It's a real pleasant feeling. So let's see. I hope that I can lure the AI out of its bastion there. And what's also another thing I really love about this game, unlike in Heroes, I love having bajillions of heroes. In classic Heroes of Might and Magic, I never was a big fan of racking up too many different heroes. I honestly only took what I needed, the bare minimum, and set off with that, and kept going with that. And here it's more like, man, I can't have too many heroes. It's not possible to have too many. Sure, the effort is growing, but the cool stuff about it is just that you can do so much with them. Okay, so let's see. I'll save the game. And let's send the lady with the trolls first. Why? Because she has high impact from afar. And I like that. Boom. Alright. Let's hypnotize the backline. She's a great spellcaster too, so let's see what kind of damage we can do with that. So, let's transform the backline. Create something new out of them. Call of the Champion. Ah, it's upgrading units around. Well, let's go for shields that almost do nothing. Whatever. Yeah, just like I thought. It's Marco again, this guy. And his endless resurrections. Kinda hate this guy, honestly. But looks like we definitely were able to do some damage. Can't say that this was a complete failure. Alright, let's send in to Bruni. That's your name, right? You're called to Bruni, aren't you? Sometimes I really have a hard time finding my heroes. Okay, well, let's take it. So really curious to see whether or not I'm able to take an entire city like that. So the army of gobs is breaking into the city. Let's increase the moral. And we're doing this all just with a swarm of filthy frickin' goblins. I mean, the real secret behind the synergy of bodyguards and goblins is, as far as I see it, the fact that goblins have a very, very low power, no matter how boosted up they are. So that means every rank of bodyguards enables you to copy 200 unit power, if I understood that right. So right now he's able to copy 600 units of power. That means he can field 300 goblins out of nothing. 300, and they're that frickin' strong. I love it. So, knock knock, who's there? Tobruni's there. Tobruni who? Yeah, so, I really thought that it won't come down to this guy stomping everything. I really expected that this strategy will fall flat at some point, but no. Carried me through the entire freaking game. And I'm more than surprised about that. So, here we go. I think that's the victory, shouldn't it? Yep. Ta-da! First real victory that I completely... Yeah, you see it there. It's hidden behind the camera, but it was my first fully pulled through victory on challenging. Yay me. I canceled the games quite often because it's... I find it most of the time quite boring to do this tug of war. But in this scenario, we were actually just stomping them, so... Yeah. Thanks, guys, for watching this series. This has been, for me, one of the most educational pieces that I did in this series so far. And what can I say? Bodyguards is completely busted right now, and it won't stay that busted, though. So use it as long as it is usable like that, and once it has been updated, well, I think it's going to be a much fairer world. I mean, I will be still able to host a gigantic amount of heroes. I just need to pay closer attention to how strong or how exhausted their bodyguard skill will be. So I'm fine with that. So, shorter episode than usual today. I'm starting out something new quite soon, so let me know if there's anything you want to see in particular. I think I'm going either for Wild or maybe Order myself too. I'm not sure about that. So drop me your comments down below, leave me a thumbs up, and of course consider subscribing. Daily content coming up on my side. You just have to turn on the notification bell and you'll even stay informed about everything I publish. If not, just check out the channel. There's hundreds of videos there. I'd be happy if you do. I don't mind if you don't. Have a wonderful day and see you soon. Bye bye.